we'll talk about, mostly for the members of the public who watch this video later, so they can see some images. All right, so we'll table the meeting minutes. Lynn, would you like to go through the financials?
Sure. To date, we've committed 96% of our revised budget, including the additional funding that we um, incorporated to take care of the new ground improvements. And we have spent 38% of that budget to date, and our construction is approximately 32% complete. So in terms of cash flow, we're always going to be behind because of the delay, but we are tracking fairly close to what the projections would have been had we started a year before. And everything is on schedule to be completed mid-year as we discussed.
And so Jonathan, I guess any questions about the financials before we move on? Fantastic. Then Jonathan, I'll let you walk us through some of the more recent images.
Yeah, no worries. Hi everybody. I'm Jonathan, by the way, filling in for Brandon. 8 p.m. over here at Consigli. But just starting off, so this was the last time you guys were on site, week of 320. So topping off installation of structural steel, crane is now demobilized. We've been working on decking and detailing throughout the remainder of the floors, but that's all complete. As far as install of rebars and mesh. We're up on the fifth floor at this point, but this here, I think, would have been around the third floor. So going smoothly there. I'm sure we'll hit a couple of the other slab pours. We can go to the next slide here. Yep. So there's third floor deck. This was in the first crane mobilization. So third floor is completely poured except for what is the third floor above the gym. So those all went great. All great feedback there. The learning deck you see on the right there has also been poured. Structure at cafeteria. So you see two boom lifts here over in the cafeteria and gym, just finishing some welding. So that's now been complete. As you'll see on some of the other slides, we're now in there working on underground plumbing as well as electrical utilities. This is over on the west side, so that's the underground acid waste tank. So that has now been tied in. We have conduit stubbed out. So that has now all been backfilled, inspected, and approved. So we're all good there. Everything you see here in the right photo is under slab plumbing, but that's all now been inspected, backfilled. So we're all good there as well. And then for more recent, as I had said, the plumbing over on the gym side, this is mostly for the kitchen and cafeteria. So this has now been completed as well. As you can see, we're took a lot of coordination between the rigid inclusions and the earthquake drain, so that's now been completed. We have now been backfilled, inspected as of Tuesday, so they're making great progress, moving right along, working well with the site work contractor. And then on the right here, you just have the concrete placement for the fifth floor. So we're now first placement of the fifth floor was late last week. We will be pouring another portion of the fifth floor tomorrow. And then we will move after the fifth floor. We'll move back towards second and third floor above the gym, just that portion that was in that second crane mobilization, but all good there. And then I can pull up. Unfortunately,
So Jonathan, we can go either way. I've got the video on my computer if
that
that's
works.
easier. Okay.
No, go for it. I was just going to say that the drone footage that you'll see on this is from when the topping off was. We had our drone people come out this week and they weren't able to update it prior to this week's meeting. But here you go with the video. This is topping off from about a month ago. They are, like I had said, they plan to finish decking and detailing the remainder of these floors by the end of next week. So they're making great progress. They've had a great crew out here as far as Boss Steel. They continue to make progress over the next few days, but they've been great. As far as anything else high level on the north side, on the other side of this building, we have some underground utilities that we're finishing up. The uh, structural steel contractor boss is also completing the relieving angles on the north side. We're also prepping the ramp in between the existing Sisson School and Pickering School to be placed with one of our next deck placements. So we have footings being prepped today and tomorrow, and then hopefully next week we hit on those as well as the staircase on that north side. So goal is for that first week to have a temp road paved on that north side. So we're all gearing towards that to get everyone off of that north facade and continuing to move. Also, I don't think we included in the photos the drywaller framer has started on the second floor shooting exterior clips. So they're working their way around the second elevation, excuse me, second floor, and then they're going to work their way up following those slabs all the way. Additionally, the fireproofer has mobilized the first week of April, April 9th-ish, to start on the second floor. So they're all chasing one another up the building. So they're moving, making great progress. They're going to keep chasing each other up, and that's kind of the flow of this at this point.
There's only a few seconds left of the video, but does anyone have any
Yeah.
questions for Jonathan while we got him here?
I just have a quick question.
Yeah.
I know we're supposed to be planting some arborvitaes alongside the neighbor's property, and I believe we talked about maybe a size or a canopy size day one. Do we know exactly when we plan on planting those trees?
On this east side that we're looking at, in between
South,
the
it'll be a south side next to the cafeteria.
anything planting, I believe I can double check and get back to you, but I believe is all going to be spring of 27 for the most part.
No, I
So
think
that
we
means it
want,
won't, day one won't
Flory, I
be,
think we want to have a meeting. We're planning to have a meeting soon and potentially plant in the fall of 26 along those homes there that you
okay,
see on the screen to the right-hand side.
right.
Some people wanted arborvitae's and some people didn't. But we're going to have another meeting with all the abutters abutting the
Mhm.
school, and then we're going to make a decision or let people make their final decisions on what they want. But I think we're going to try to get those planted in this fall when, the planting season for
Right.
them,
Yeah,
so that they'll have a good year on growth
exactly.
before we finish the job.
That makes perfect sense. And I think with that meeting with the abutters, we don't want to be, we don't want to give them an open book here, probably, we'll probably select maybe two varieties or three varieties and just let them pick one. So at least
Right, no,
some
no, it's
uniformity.
most definitely going to be evergreens. And we thought that based on the response we got where some wanted it and some didn't, we
Hmm.
thought it was best to let the building get erected so that they could see the impact before they made their final decision.
I appreciate that. Makes perfect sense. Thank you.
All right. Any other questions? Sort of construction related questions? Fantastic. All right. So some upcoming um, schedule kind of milestones, which Jonathan mentioned most of these, but that steel, the steel was erected by the 20th, but there's still a bunch of detailing to be done, and we're anticipating that's going to be complete by the end of April. Concrete has been making great progress. Second floor done again, except for the gym. Third floor done, except for the gym. Fourth floor ongoing. Fifth floor ongoing. And then at the very end, on April 24th, Consigli and their team are going to start placing that first floor slab on grade. Um, as Jonathan mentioned, those under slab utilities, which we saw a little bit of, some of those plumbing lines and electrical lines, Those are scheduled to be wrapped up the end of this week. Oops. And then also, as Jonathan mentioned, that exterior framing, TJ McCartney, they have been mobilized and they're currently installing clips around the perimeter of the building, starting on the second floor, and I think now they're working on the third floor. But I wanted to take a moment, since we're talking about concrete. Recently, a neighbor reached out because they heard construction noise after 6 p.m. And normal construction times are 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. And for the most part, the team is able to honor those. But occasionally, the work is a type of activity that once you start it, you can't stop it. And the placement of concrete and the finishing of concrete is a perfect example. If the workers would stop at 6 o'clock and go home, by the time they get back in the morning, they're not going to be able to finish that slab. So every attempt is being made to wrap up construction prior to 6 p.m., but there are some rare instances when it's going to extend a little bit beyond that. When that happens, we thank the public for their understanding and patience. We To help inform them of those, rare situations, we've put a notification on the project website, just kind of summarizing what I just described. And also, we're going to keep capital projects via Laura Stockfish. We're going to keep her informed when there's a potential for a late night, so that the city's aware. And like I said, try to keep those to a minimum, but there will be some that are unavoidable.
And we should be wrapped up with slab pours pretty soon now. It won't, in May. So
Mhm.
hopefully this time frame will be very limited.
Yeah. I see a couple hands. Lorraine, I think you were first.
Yeah. I was just wondering on those nights that you know that you might be late, we have communication with the abutters, don't we? We have two people, we can contact them and say, this looks like it might go past 6 o'clock. Could you just let the neighborhood know that? Or is there a way we can do that?
Yeah,
Ellen, Fritz, to let them know?
so Lorraine, that's a great idea. We do have, I think it's Peggy and Sandra. Oh, I'm totally blanking. Yes, we have two good contacts in the neighborhood that can help us spread the word. So that's a great idea. I think we'll start doing that.
Because that way
Peggy and
they,
Colleen, that's it. Peggy and
yeah,
Colleen.
Colleen, because that way they have the neighbors. It's not going to go all through the night. It's just going to be this amount of time. And we're sorry it just went over.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
okay, thank you.
That makes sense. And then Flory, you had your hand up.
I'm all set. I'm all set. Thank you.
Fantastic. All right. So just a quick look at our overall project schedule. We're at the red line in April, mid-April, and we're just beyond the 50% mark, the halfway point. If you go all the way back and look at the early site packages and go all the way to the end when the new school opens up, we have just eclipsed the halfway point. So that's great. Within the main school construction portion, we're 1/5 of the way through, or 20% of the way through based on the number of months. Upcoming meetings, our next regular building committee meeting is on May 13th. And then, as I mentioned earlier, we just wanted to sort of underscore how perfect that topping off ceremony, the beautiful weather, big success, and we wanted to just take a minute to say some big thank yous to everybody involved. The mayor's office and school department for help planning the event, Consigli and their team for preparing the site and being like really great hosts. Lorraine, as you were mentioning, that the barbecue was delicious. All the speakers who helped give context to this important milestone. And then especially,
ISD
yep, ISD
for the tables.
for the tables and helping us with the tent and everything. And then also, of course, to the school building committee, the students and the MSBA and everybody else who attended to really make it a fun celebration. I was personally impressed at how many people came out. I know it was not open to the public, but I thought this was a nice kind of warm up to the eventual ribbon cutting ceremony, which my hope is will be even bigger and even more fun.
Craig, could you just put on a list to invite those two women in the neighborhood to the ribbon cutting? Because I
Of
might
course.
forget.
Yes.
And
Yep.
maybe they
Yep.
should have been at the topping off. I don't know. So,
So we were limited during the topping off because it was an active construction site.
okay.
We actually had 130 invited guests, and even that was kind of pushing the limits.
Okay.
Consigli originally said, let's try to keep it under 100, but we did. It is a momentous occasion, and we did want to celebrate it. So good, couple great photos. You know, the building committee there with the mayor and the treasurer. You know, some from the project team, all the kids who it was. I mean, that's really for me the best part is having them take part in it. What my favorite memory, and this was a great event, but like my one favorite moment was the beam is finally going up right after all the speeches and the pomp and the circumstance. The beam is going up, and I was standing near some of the younger kids, and one of them goes, "Oh, hey, look, a drone!" And it was the Consigli drone flying around. So for them, the drone was, you know, potentially the most exciting part of the whole day. All right. Um, continue. This is sort of like picking up on a thread that we had talked about before. Lynn Technical Vocational Institute is being actively engaged in this construction project, which is a great opportunity for them and also fun for us. We have a couple more shops who are going to participate in the upcoming months. Construction Craft Laborers is visiting the site on April 30th. The carpentry shop, who was out once before, is coming for a second visit, May 15th. And another sort of engagement opportunity is last summer, Consigli offered a summer internship. And so there was a young man, Aiden Frazier, who came out and worked on the site for the summer in the construction management aspect. And this year Consigli's offered that again, and so the school has identified a number of candidates, and so they're actually going to go through like a little bit of an interview process to give those I think it's like 3 or 4 students, give those students the experience of kind of interviewing for a position, and then one of them will be the summer intern. So
Yeah,
another.
I think we've received three. We're waiting on one more resume, and then we're gonna, work with the school to set up an interview process to
Fantastic.
something quick, but I think it'll be good.
Yeah, it's just all part of the experience for these young young students.
Definitely.
All right. Committee questions and comments. Anything that you all want to talk about? All right. Fantastic. Um, our standard slide at the end, promoting the project website as well as our YouTube channel. And that's it. So
And
thank
I
Thank
just
you,
want to
everyone.
thank everybody and all the hard work and effort that was put in the great slideshow, the topping off ceremony. Thank you and have a good night.
Absolutely. All right. Thank you, everybody. Good night.
Good night.
Right.
Thanks, everybody.